Hello and welcome to the Mood Diary. So this is diary entry 2, and I think in today's diary we're going to be talking about the raising of children, something that I've got a little bit of experience on and something that I've found harder than I thought. To kind of give you an idea of where I stand with this, I have to go back to my own upbringing, and I was quite unfortunate that my dad actually left the family when I was maybe around 8 or 9 years old, I think. He and my mum got divorced through their own personal reasons, and I didn't see him for 15 years. He moved abroad and was kind of left on my own in a household that wasn't necessarily as secure as what it probably could have been. This inbuilt into me the belief that if I ever had children myself, I would never allow them to be put in that position. There's still a lot of heartache in my past of how my parents dealt with my upbringing. No disrespect to my mum, she did the best she could while she was raising me as a single mum. But I just felt that it just wasn't right. And that also has a lot to do with the current mental state I'm in today. It had a big impact on that, and it's still something I'm trying to work through and process in my own mind. But in terms of my own children, when I found that my wife was pregnant, she was obviously not my wife back then, there was a few options that we had, and I decided that I was going to make a go of it. I didn't want the child to be brought into a world without a father, and I committed totally to the relationship. Maybe based on that, maybe a lot of my decisions based on making the relationship more serious was because of that. And I stepped up, I guess, and I worked really hard trying to get enough money to be able to get a deposit for our own house, to be able to buy this baby stuff like a pram and car seats and all the things that you need. So for me, I was already doing quite well. Then the child was born. I continued to work, wanted my wife to be a homemaker so she could be there to raise my son and be there to be able to help with his learning, and not having a carer there or a babysitter, whatever you want to call it. You know, I would have been happy if she'd have wanted to go out to work, but at the time she felt that that was right, and the job I had at that time was financially viable for us to be able to do that. I never ever missed any of my son's important days at school, such as school plays, events, sports days, parents' evenings. I was there for all of them. And as much as I may not have been around for my son as much as what I probably could have been when he was growing up, partly because I was tired from working, but also because I was still battling with depression, meant that maybe I didn't spend enough time on a personal level with him. Although I loved him to pieces, and the time that we did spend together would be spent having fun, cuddling, carrying him on my shoulders, you know, the usual stuff that a dad would do, pushing him on a swing in a park, that sort of thing. Maybe stuff that he can't remember, but where this is all heading to in terms of my thought is that he is now a teenager, he's nearly 17 years old, and I just feel that we've grown apart as time has gone on. I think he has sided with his mum quite a lot in terms of her feelings, but not really understood mine. My wife did say after we'd separated that she feels bad that she's not really helped the kids understand my depression while they were growing up. They just don't understand where I'm coming from in terms of not being able to do something because of my depression. Maybe they see it as an excuse, I don't know. This has made things a lot more difficult in terms of our relationship, because I really love and care for my son. He's one of the most precious things in the world to me, and he means everything to me, and I would do anything for him. It just feels like that's not reciprocated, and that he doesn't really want to spend any time with me. He said to his mum that he wished I was like some of his friends' parents that are around in the house, just pottering around, just doing stuff. But I tend to find that when I do try to be around more in the daytime rather than sleeping all day, which again is something I would do quite a lot because of my depression, I just find that he would be doing his own thing anyway. He would be in his bedroom, he would be out with his friends, and I just kind of felt that I was doing things to try and keep him happy, but it wasn't really being appreciated, if you can see what I'm saying. I would say, do you want to do something? Do you want to watch a movie? Do you want to go out for a walk? Should we jump in the car and go for a drive somewhere? He would always say, nah, I'm good. I'm doing something else, Dad. No, it's fine. So it kind of feels like I'm trying my hardest to kind of connect and to try and be in my son's life, but he's pushing me away. But then I'm getting made to feel bad about not being there for him when I'm clearly trying to. And my wife sometimes will mention that I've said or done things that he's not very happy about, and I try and have the conversation with him, and it seems that there's not really an issue, and it kind of puts me in a position where I really don't know what more I can do. It hurts me a lot that my depression has had such an impact on the way my son views me today. The thing is, they say you can learn from your mistakes, and that is true, but you can't undo the things that have happened that have maybe caused someone or something to be the way it is. You can only try and work forward past that point, which is what I'm trying to do. I was always in the mindset that just being there as a father for my son, not being vacant like my dad was way more than what I ever got. But to him, that's the norm. And he expects more than that, which rightly so. I think your children should always be the top of your priority list. And I kind of feel a little bit bad that I've failed in a lot of areas. I have to take some comfort in that I am still here for him, and I am totally supportive of everything he does. And he's at college, hopefully going to university. He's going to be one of the first family members in my family, and going back through all our family's generations, that have ever been given the opportunity to be able to get a decent education. I just wish I'd have been given that chance, but that's why I want my child to have a good start in life. The fact that I was never supported in learning, and the fact that I was trying to get through school with an undiagnosed mental illness back then as well, made things 10 times harder for me. And I came out of school with no qualifications. I've had to go back to learning as an adult to be able to get to where I want to be in life. And the fact that I've pushed them into that, I also have to take some comfort that as much as now as a teenager he may not see everything that I've done for him as being a positive thing, because there were moments where I wasn't painting with him downstairs in the daytime when he was there with his mum because I was sleeping. That in the future he may see that actually I wasn't as bad as a dad as what he may think I am now. For any of you parents that may be struggling, there are plenty of parent counselling groups you can find online. I'll put some links into the comments of some support groups that may be able to help you. But if you find that you're struggling with parenting, or you've got any thoughts or worries, then obviously you can reach out to us here at the Mood Diary, and we will try and help and support you the best we can. So thanks for listening to today's entry, and I will catch you guys later.